Today we're making a slab mug using a soda can. Welcome to Stecker Studios. The first thing we need to do is roll out a 1/4-inch slab. So in our studio we use 1/4-inch dowels, and these are marked with green ends. We need to roll it out long enough to fit a 4-inch by 11-inch template to make sure that we make our slab big enough for our mug. I'm actually going to roll this out as large as I can so I have a little bit left over to form the bottom of our mug. The 4-inch by 11-inch template covers the body of the mug, but we also have to have a little left over for the bottom, and we'll show you how later. Thoroughly wedging your clay before you begin rolling your slab will help you to prevent forming air bubbles. If you do get some air bubbles, just use a needle tool to pop them. As you're rolling your slab, make sure you flip it from time to time, roll it in different directions, and make sure you keep your roller on those dowels. Make sure that it comes out nice and even. Now we're ready to cut our slab. Get out that 4-inch by 11-inch template, a straight edge, and a Fenley knife, and let's cut that 4-inch by 11-inch rectangular slab. Make sure to take your time cutting so that you cut straight and accurately. And we're going to save the extra pieces to trim for our bottom. So now here's where the soda can comes in. We're going to wrap it in newspaper so that we can use it to form the cup of our mug and then remove the soda can with the newspaper still inside. This is going to help us create some form and help keep the shape of our mug. Just make sure that when we tape it, we're not taping it to the can. We want to be able to pull the can out from the newspaper when we're done. So now we're going to roll that along our slab and get a sense of how long our slab needs to be. We're going to trim it, and we're going to angle it a little bit at a 45-degree angle so that when those parts come together, they form a nice even seam. Now I'm going to use a serrated rib tool to score both ends of my slab where they're going to come together. I'm going to place my soda can on there, roll it back together, and now I'm going to slip the seam and smooth it so that everything blends together and tries to hide the seam as much as possible. Take your time on this, make sure you're doing it accurately and you get a good fit. You may have to go back and trim a second time so that everything fits together nice and tight. And now I'm going back over with a soft rib tool and smoothing and blending that clay together to form a nice bond. Smooth everything out as nice and smooth as you can. Now to form the bottom. We're taking that extra piece of slab that we had left over, and we're going to kind of test fit it, trace the outline of our mug. And now I'm going to go ahead and use that serrated rib tool again to score our bottom. Remember that scoring kind of gives us some grip, gets those cross-hatched lines going back and forth. And now we're going to brush on some slip. This is like our pottery glue. And we're also going to score the bottom of our mug body. And make sure you don't get any paper caught in the way in the process. And now we'll add a generous amount of slip to the bottom of our mug. And we'll press it firm into place. And I'm just going to use this brush to kind of seal up the seam and trim right along the edge where our cup meets our new bottom. Take some care cutting here to make sure that you're cutting accurately and making sure that you're not cutting into the side of your mug or leaving too much clay on the side, so that way the bottom is nicely matched with the mug itself. Now we're going to take a rib tool and just smooth over that seam and make sure that it's sealed up nicely and that everything kind of meets together in a really nice clean manner. A little extra work here to make sure that your seam is sealed up nice and clean, and to make sure everything is nicely smoothed out will go a long way in hiding that seam and making your work look flawless. Now let's just test to make sure that we can remove the soda can pretty easily from the newspaper. And in the next step, we'll begin to add a handle. Thanks for watching.